Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome viewers once again to my channel. If you are existing subscribers, you are most welcome. If you are new to the channel, you are also most welcome. If you are new, then please don't forget to press that bell icon button so that you get notification of any new presentations, videos that I produce. As you can see from the slide, today's topic is dividing by decimals, both a whole number divided by one number containing a decimal, or both numbers containing a decimal. So before we make the start, as always, it is time for me to make a plea. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. As I keep saying, I have no problems with the viewing figures. They are absolutely fantastic, but we need to make improvements with the subscription, so please help in whatever way that you can. Okay, so firstly I have a starter to help us with the process, and in this, as you can see, we are either multiplying or dividing. So we have some numbers on the left hand side and we are multiplying or dividing by 10, 100, 1000, etc. I'm going to go through the first row, and then hopefully the rest of it will be self-explanatory, and I will again pause so that you have chance to write it out. So 30 times 10, so obviously the number is going to get bigger, so we add a 0, so that is now 300. And similarly 30 multiplied by 100 is again going to get bigger, so in the first one we added 1 0, and now we must add 2 zeros to the 30 to make it 3000. And the next one, 1000 multiplied by 30 is of course 30,000. Okay, then we move on to the divisions. So this, if you can understand this concept, then you really won't have any problems with dividing with decimals. So the first one is straightforward, 30 divided by 10, of course, which of course is 3. But one thing that I want to mention is the imaginary decimal point. So at the present moment it's after the 0, and then within that 3 it is still after that figure 3. Okay, so now looking at the next one, 30 divided by 100. So don't forget the decimal point is after the 0, so it has to be moved in 2 places to the left so that it's just before the 3. So 30 divided by 100 is 0.3. And then the next one is 1000 excuse me, which contains 3 zeros, of course, therefore the decimal point, which at present moment in the 30 is after 0, must move in 3 places so that it becomes 0.03. So I'm going to pause there for 5 seconds so that you have the chance to pause the video, and then I will reveal all of the answers and we will move on to today's topic. Okay viewers, I'm going to reveal all of the answers, and at the end of it you can pause. Sorry, I will pause it again so that you get a chance to check the answers. So I'm going to pause it there so that you can see all of the answers. Hopefully it's self-explanatory, and if you can understand the division part of it, then the activities today will be straightforward. Okay, so I'm about to move on to the next slide, which introduces today's topic. Okay, to start off with, we've got a straightforward division, as I call it. So if I have 20 sweets to share between 5 people, how many do they each get? That is a straightforward division. 20 divided by or shared by 5 is of course 4. Okay, now if we have this situation, if I have 200 sweets to share out between 50 people, how many do they get? So again, 200 shared by 50 is 4. So if you look at the difference between the two numbers, then you will understand how to do the division that much more better. So I'm going to move on to the next slide to explain. So if you look at the two numbers, we had 20 and then 200, which of course is multiplied by 10. And then we had 5 and 50, which also again is multiplied by 10, but we got the same answer. And we need to apply this to the division of decimals, and then we will be okay. So the rule is, in division, as long as you change both numbers by the same amount, the answer will remain the same. And by using this concept, we can divide decimals. Okay, so here we have a whole number divided by a decimal. The decimal is 0.2. So we look at the number that has the most decimal places. Well, there's only one here, so we must multiply that by 10. Therefore, we must do the same to the 7. So multiplying 7 by 10 is 70, and multiplying 0.2 by 10 is 2. So that number now becomes nice and easy. 70 divided by 2 is 35. Okay, so I hope you've understood that. Moving on to the next slide. Another whole number divided by 0.3. So I think I'll just pause so that you can have a go at that. I think we've gone through a table and an example. Okay, so I hope you can do this. So again, we must multiply by 10 because it's one decimal place. So this now becomes 120, and this is 3. 120 divided by 3, quite a straightforward sum. The answer is 40. Okay, so hope you understood that. I'm going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have 2 decimal places, therefore we must multiply by 100. So multiplying 17 by 100 gives us 1700. And multiplying 0.04 by 100 gives us 4. So this is a slightly more challenging division, therefore we need to use the bus stop method, and of course we need to know our times tables. So the 4 is quite an easy one, but I'll put up the numbers at the side so that we can do the division. Okay, so the way to do this, 1 divided by 4 cannot be done, therefore the number becomes 17. 17 divided by 4, the closest number is 16, which of course is 4. So there are 4 4s in 17, but there's a 17 take away 16 is 1, with that remainder gets passed on. So that now becomes 10. The closest number in the times table of course is 2. 4 2s are 8. 10 take away 8 is 2, and 20, that number is 20. 20 can be shared by 4. There are 5 4s in 20, therefore the answer is 425. Okay, so I hope you've understood that. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have decimal places in both of the numbers, but as I've said, we look at the one with the most places and decide by how much we are going to multiply. So 0.25 has 2 decimal places, therefore it must be multiplied by 100. Remember, each time we move the decimal point, it is 10 times. So multiplying 19.8 by 100 is 1980, and multiplying 0.25 by 100 is 25. So again, we have a challenging division to do, and I shall write out the 25 times table. So it's always a good idea to do this, particularly the ones that you don't know. So the same concept again. Obviously 1 can't be divided by 25, nor can 19, so I'm going to write zeros there. So the number now is 198. So which number in the 25 times table is closest to 198? The answer, of course, is 175, which is 7 times 25. 198 take away 175 is 23. So the number now is 230. So we still will get a remainder, because the closest number in the 25 times table to 230 is 225, and 230 take away 225 is of course 5. And remember, I said there is a decimal point here, so we write in the decimal point and then add the 0 and pass the 5 on to the next figure, which now becomes 50. And of course there are 2 25s in 50, and don't forget the decimal point goes in there, and we can write the answer as 79.2. Okay, put a ring around that. So I do hope you have understood the concept. So all that remains, I think, is for me to show you some questions. Okay, and I've made them a little bit challenging, but you can write out the multiplication tables, and I'm sure you will be able to do them. So I'm going to give you a pause for 5 seconds so that you get a chance to pause the video and write out the questions. Okay, I shall move on to the next slide, which of course contains the answers to these 5 questions. Okay, so again, pausing a few seconds so that you can pause or write out the answers, or check your answers, it should be. Okay, viewers, about to move on to the penultimate, the last, but firstly just summarizing. So in this presentation we've seen how to solve problems involving dividing with decimals, and we've also recapped using the bus shelter method. So I do hope that you've understood the topic, and please give me feedback for any improvements. And for me to say is thank you very much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe. So I hope I haven't offended people too much by moaning too much, but it's only signs of my age, really. Okay, I'm okay, really. I'm sure I'll manage and carry on. Okay, people, so look after yourselves, look after others, अपना ख्याल रखना, दूसरों का भी ख्याल रखना, दुआओं में याद रखना. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye until the next time.